Hey, welcome and welcome. How are you doing today? I'm so happy that you're here. I see Mumsy in the house. Woohoo! And thank you, Mumsy, for groceries. Appreciate that. And yeah, it's been a good day. Had tutoring today. We had lots of fun last night or yesterday on the show with the music trivia. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll do some fun games again tomorrow. Today's true crime in Cambodia because it's funny. I don't know, shouldn't be funny, but it's funny. All the weird stuff that happens over here. So okay, well, I don't know where everybody else is yet, but I'm sure they'll be hopping in. I did start the. I set up the scheduling of the show this morning for me, so it's like maybe before people went to sleep in the U.S., so they would know what time it would be coming on because YouTube always shows you what time something's going to start in your time zone. Um, but I guess that didn't make a difference. All right. So I guess we'll just like get started with, unless you guys have got something. I hope you're not too cold wherever you are. There's a lot of, oops, why didn't it share the screen? This one, share. There we go. A lot of places have snow and cold. Mumsy said it was cold yesterday, right? Just under freezing, about 30 degrees in California. Um, I know the southern states are just like covered in snow right now. Don't know what's going on in the north, but at least they're kind of used to getting snow. Um, the inauguration happened. Love it or leave it. 31. It's 31 right now. So hey, you got 1 degree warmer than yesterday. Okay. Well, let's see what we got in the news. First, let's see. 27 minutes ago, breaking news. Authorities mobilize forces for security and fire prevention ahead of Chinese New Year. But we're in Cambodia. But Cambodians love any excuse to have a party. And so they also celebrate Chinese New Year as well as International New Year and the Cambodian Khmer New Year, which is in April. This year it will be, I believe, the 29th of January. Sometimes it's in usually it's in February. It's kind of like Easter, right? Where, it's usually in April, but sometimes it might be in March. It's the same thing. Usually it's in February, the Chinese New Year. Sometimes it's at the end of January. Sometimes it's at the beginning of March. But it falls on January 29th this year. And I was told by the students I was tutoring today that because people will have kind of like a feast and burn paper things, paper money, paper houses, paper cars for their ancestors. And that happens on like at sunset on the 28th. So the day of the 29th is the full day, but that starts sunset the day before. Yeah. Maybe next week I'll do something and about that, show you how they do it. But anyway, yeah, fire prevention, because a lot of people burning stuff, whether they're burning incense and candles or burning all those paper things. Got to scroll through the regular news. Ooh, a woman was arrested with 6 kilograms of cocaine stuffed in rag dolls as she crossed from Thailand to Cambodia. Busted. Are these the rag dolls? That's weird. 33 people were arrested in a gambling bust. Fugitive from a life sentence for murder was captured after 2 years on the run. Good job. This is sad. A body of a missing teen was found floating in a Phnom Penh pagoda pond. We can take a peek a little bit more of the story. So this is the pond. It looks like maybe this is the body. He was it says mentally disturbed young man. They don't have a lot of politically correct stuff happening here. They just say stuff as they see it. He was 19 years old. According to the victim's mother, on January 18th, her son asked to go to the temple to get water, but he never returned home. They searched everywhere. And so 2 days later, he was found. The victim's mother revealed that her son had been suffering from a mental illness and had been taking medication for years. Well, that's interesting because a lot of people never get medication if they have a mental illness. So maybe the fact that he was in the water was just he slipped and fell and couldn't swim and drowned or something, and had nothing to do with his mental illness. It's possible. Pacifica is nice. Enjoy. Oh, Andy's in the house. Okay, so let's see. On the beach in Pacifica near San Francisco, Daly City Hotel, 100 feet from the beach. Wow. So you get a little bit of R&R before you go home. What about the puppies? Is this like on your way home, or did you already go home and now you're taking a vacation with the wife and everything? Let me know. And is it cold there? Okay. What else have we got? Authorities rescue a U.S. citizen who was kidnapped in Thailand and taken to Cambodia for torture and extortion. Let's see more about that. Dun, 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 dun. He's a male American citizen of Chinese Taiwanese origin. Authorities, and I'm guessing this is Thai authorities immediately, or the Thailand alerted Cambodia. And so maybe the Cambodian authorities immediately launched a search operation that led to the discovery and rescue of the victim from a criminal group with a network in Thailand after receiving information from the family via the Ministry of Interior's Facebook page on January 14th. He was tricked by a Taiwanese Chinese criminal group in Thailand who lured and tricked him into traveling from Shanghai, China to Thailand to attend the opening ceremony of a bakery in Bangkok. The group drugged him and then transported him to Cambodia, where they held him captive, tortured him, and extorted money. After successfully rescuing the victim, the command's operations team arrested a suspect, also a Taiwanese Chinese, among other accomplices who were responsible for controlling the victim from escaping and torturing him so that the criminal network in Thailand could contact the family and demand money in exchange for the victim's safety. The victim is currently under the control of the Cambodian National Police and is preparing to hand over the case to the U.S. Embassy for further management and preparation for departure from Cambodia. And there they have the medical assistance. He must have been handcuffed. They're dealing with his wrists there. Regarding the Taiwanese Chinese criminal group and the mastermind who has an organization in Thailand, the expert authorities of the operation team are continuing to conduct thorough research and identification and may cooperate with Thai authorities to completely cut off this criminal network. Well, good. Two palmied with wifey. Okay, that's like a reference to the dogs, right? You went home from LA and then your daughter's birthday. She's home from London. Wow, that is great. I'm so happy that you get to spend time with all your family, with your daughter and your wife and the fur babies. That's good news. You deserve it. You deserve it after all that hard work. Oh, what else are you saying? And Trinitario in the house. Did I do Andy in the house? I think I did. I know I did. Mumsy in the house. Brian, good night. 10 degrees here in Maryland. 7 more months until you retire to Cambodia. Wow. Well, great. I look forward to meeting you. 7 more months. So like July or August, you'll be here. Excellent. Look me up. Oh, this is Brian. Is that what you're trying to say? Excellent. Trinitario. Let me see. I guess your whole name. Oh, Trinitario be traveling. Okay. Excellent. Well, then you might find it interesting, some of these like crazy news stories. An ex police officer was jailed over bribery. Good crackdown. Oh, sad. A factory worker was found strangled in Phnom Penh. A lot of people were talking about this. I've heard people talking about this. So here's like the street scene of where it happened. Well, here, it'll tell us the story. So the police, it says police are searching for the man. I thought that they found him and arrested him, but maybe it's just that they identified him. Because this is only, yesterday? January 22nd. This is today. Police are still searching for the man suspected of strangling to death a woman who was a group leader at a Chinese-owned garment factory and then stealing her belongings and fleeing. It happened around 6 p.m. on the 17th in Phnom Penh, but the body was found 3 days later around 2 p.m. The house owner alerted police after the neighbor detected a foul odor coming from the victim's rental room. That's sad. She was 39 years old and worked at the factory. She was a seamstress and a team leader. So the police are saying that about 4 p.m. on the 17th, this woman received a phone call and told her friends at the factory that she had to return to her room as her former fiance was waiting for her. So her work colleagues claimed that she used to be engaged with the man in 2019, but broke off the engagement when she discovered he was having an affair with another woman. However, they kept in contact. So the victim, the woman, was not seen at work since January 17th, and members of her group were concerned. They alerted the house owner to check her room. She checked the room, but it was locked from the outside, so she ignored it. Oh, wow. But that landlady, I wonder if of course they feel, the landlady probably feels worse that she has a bigger mess to clean up now than being sorry for the renter. And they have to have like the monks come and do prayers and stuff. And so then on January 20th, so on the 17th or the 18th, it doesn't say exactly when they alerted the house owner to check the room, but it's locked. So because you see, sometimes I wonder if it's a padlock. Okay, because a lot of the doors here, they have a hole for a padlock on both the inside and the outside. So if the outside has the padlock on it, then everybody just figures the person isn't at home because they locked the padlock on the outside. But if it was the boyfriend or ex-fiance that put the padlock on and she was inside dead, that's probably how it went down, just living here for so long. But then on the 20th, 3 days later, the neighbor was like, no, I smell something. You gotta get in there. And that she was strangled. Yep. After killing her, the suspect locked the room from the outside after he had taken her property and fled. Nailed it. Let's see what you guys are saying. Trinitario says, I will look for you. Got to find out more about Forte Insurance. Oh, yeah, it's easy. Yeah, I'm sure they've got a website or at least a Facebook page. A lot of businesses in Cambodia, they'll set up a Facebook page And they won't even have a website anymore. They're not going to pay a monthly fee for the website. They'll just have a Facebook page. It never gets down to 10 or 40 degrees in Cambodia. This is true. Fahrenheit. Mumsy's talking Fahrenheit. Yeah, the coldest would be about 70 degrees, 69, 70. If it got down to 65, that would be freezing here. I think usually when it gets down into the 70s, like the low 70s, the government actually puts out an alert for cold weather to watch the elderly people and babies so they don't die of the cold. This is really sad. I haven't read the story, but I did see the headline that crocodile carcasses were found along this river. And so here's an actual picture. Look, they're upside down when they die. Interesting. They were done. It says that 9 dead crocodiles were found dumped. Okay, so residents were surprised to find the corpses upriver from Battambang. Oh, it says they were not native to the river, but they were from a crocodile farm in the area and were dumped by an owner. Well, that shouldn't be too hard to find then. So the governor is ordering the local authorities to investigate the incident and identify the owner and bring the culprit in to sign an educational contract or face the law. So this is one of the things we've seen it with the gangsters, the young gangsters and stuff, that a lot of times the punishment is being educated and signing a paper that you're not going to do it again, rather than taking any further legal measures. They've been removed. No dead crocodiles remain in the river. They say that the reptiles died at the farm and were discarded in the river. Okay, just repeating everything that we've already said. Authorities who visited the site where they were found said that based on the river's water level this season, which has almost reached bottom, there are no crocodiles living in the river. They were removed so that their decomposition would not taint the water. And then from initial examination, they're not native to this river. It's not yet known which farm committed the crime. All righty. What else we got? See what you guys are saying. Nothing new. Okay. 2 officials were dismissed after charging for ambulance use. So 2 contracted officials from the Phnom Penh Municipal Health Department have been dismissed from their positions by basically City Hall for using an ambulance and charging a $200 fee to the family of a traffic accident victim to transport the body to the victim's home. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe the hospital that receives a patient is the one that pays for the ambulance. I know somebody that needed to go to the hospital in an ambulance, and I had to ride along with them. And yeah, there was no fee for the ambulance. Okay, just regular national stuff. But here, 2 young Siamese crocodiles were spotted in a particular river, Srei Pak River, around 5 to 6 months old. So the 2 juveniles and their mother have been discovered in the river. Yeah, these are very rare. The Siamese, the official species Siamese crocodiles are, I think, endangered or protected or endangered. So that's good that they found some wild ones. Archaeology. Let's see. I know I've seen some over the last week. I've seen some headlines. So let's see. Phnom Penh will have random inspections on the street for alcohol screening for drivers. New roads. There's those ambulance drivers again. Foreigners arrested in an anti-gambling raid. After their images were shared on social media. How many times have we seen that already? Not tonight, but like over the course of doing this show, people do something stupid on social media and the police are like, okay, let's go get them. Andy Mumsy, Miss W in the house. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Okay, and this is the factory worker we already did the update on. Oh, here it's saying 20 crocodiles. Driver flees after crushing a man to death in an accident. We all know that they flee because of there's mobs. Mobs will actually kill you. And that's why the drivers flee. But, the license plate is there. The police will go contact the owner of the vehicle and sort things out. Police seek the husband of a murdered teacher. So let's see what happened here. The fugitive husband of a female teacher who was found brutally murdered. This is in Tabong Khmum province. The horrific incident took place on January 19th. So here they're putting the woman in the ambulance. According to her relatives, she's 27 years old, worked as a teacher. Oh my gosh. The perpetrator, didn't it say husband? Yeah, husband. Most likely the father fled with the couple's child after the murder. I hope the child's okay. Sources say that the murder was prompted by an unresolved divorce issue regarding the child, where the perpetrator, the husband, refused to give the child to the victim and forbade the mother from seeing the child. And so her body's being taken by the family for funeral. Wow, that's sad. Anything? Good morning. Okay. Go back. Foreigner fights with Phnom Penh police after refusing to produce driver's license. Whoa, I didn't even see this headline. I missed this one. And they've blocked out the license plate number. I don't know what they're holding here. And this guy's, if this is the foreigner that got in the fight, I don't know. Let's see. A foreign national was injured after he fought with police after refusing to produce his driver's license during a routine traffic stop in Phnom Penh. The Chinese man's car was stopped while police were enforcing traffic laws and checking alcohol. So like, one of the roadblocks where they're checking people for alcohol that we just learned, we just had another story about. He was driving a black Toyota Hilux when he passed through the police checkpoint. They asked for the breathalyzer test, which showed no alcohol. They also asked for his driver's license, which was foreign. He had not brought his driver's license with him. He showed it on his phone. Here, let me tell you, here, that's usually enough. I show my passport on my phone for various purposes. If someone needs to see my ID, I haven't been stopped by police for it, but grocery store or bank or something, I'd show them the picture and it's usually fine. Police tried to get him to ask friends to go get his original driver's license to verify, but he refused to cooperate and filmed the police. Oh, that must have been like one of those little cameras. Seeing that, police told him to stop filming, but he refused to cooperate, causing a fight with the police, causing him to fall on the cement and sustain minor injuries, although the police did not hit him. They had to make sure that's clear. The police did not hit him. Later, police took the car and kept it at the police station. And then afterwards, specialized authorities returned the vehicle and signed a contract with the driver after the Chinese driver admitted the crime of not carrying his driver's license. Wow. Oh my goodness. See, I told you there's lots of crazy stuff. Phnom Penh moto malefactors arrested. A gang of criminals who specialized in stealing motos have been busted. Well, good. Okay. I mean, this is crime. I don't know if we mentioned it before. There was there's in Cambodia, we have a ruling party and an opposition party. There's actually lots of little opposition parties, but there was one kind of main opposition party. And so there was this one guy that was a member of the opposition party that was a member of parliament. You know, that would be like a senator or a House of Representative, right? It's a member of parliament. And but they're not anymore, but they were. They're a former MP, member of parliament. They were in Thailand and they were assassinated. And then the killer came to Cambodia, was arrested and extradited back to Thailand. And so in this latest story, the prime minister is refuting the allegation that the government was involved. So a lot of people believe that the current government is in some way involved with the mastermind of the assassination. And the prime minister is saying that they're not. And I'm not even going to touch this one. If you guys are interested in politics, you can go to khmertimes.com. I'll even, not while I'm here, not while we're live, but later, just so it's a matter of record. You can go here. There's also Phnom Penh Post, Cambodia Daily. I think they might have paywalls though, or they let you have 1 or 2 stories for free, and then you hit a paywall, where this one's free. So 300 foreigners apprehended for operating an online gambling site, Chinese and Vietnamese nationals. So good. 5 arrested for posing as police to commit crimes, including abductions. Wow. Good. Caught them. Exhibition. I mean, there's a lot of good news stuff and arts and archaeology, things about the temples, things about agriculture, if you're ever interested in looking at all that. But this is true crime, so we're just skimming through to find the crime stories. Ooh, check this out. Our authorities advise preventing the sale and use of firecrackers during the Chinese New Year. It's not a law, it's just being discouraged. I think they don't want fires, probably. Or maybe they don't want people to be scared. You know, like people with post-traumatic stress disorder, then, you know, hearing the, like, sounds like gunfire or something. I don't know. Support, they're calling on support for elephants. And here's the fake 5 that were impersonating the military, kidnapping people and demanding money. Glad they're busted. 4 illegals deported. So if the government finds people that are here in Cambodia illegally, they deport them. It's easy. It's simple. It's illegal. That's the key word. South Korean arrested for killing a woman. Oh, this one people were talking about too. Let's see what this one says. So South Korean was arrested for suffocating his girlfriend at a hotel. So it says the murder took place at 10:30 a.m. That's in the morning on the 17th at Home Chic Hotel. And also Bang King Kong, BKK1 commune, is an area of a commune is like a district, an area that's more wealthy and has a lot of condos and restaurants. It used to be where all the NGOs were headquartered. And so it's not a high crime, unless it's like maybe a bag snatch or something, like you're walking on the road and a motorcycle comes up and grabs your bag. Other than something like that, it's not really known as a crime area, right? So I think this was a little bit shocking that it happened in this area. It says that the South Korean businessman was 43 years old, was actually living just south of Phnom Penh, and his girlfriend was 24, who was an online product vendor. So using Facebook and maybe TikTok and Instagram and stuff, I don't know, but definitely using like Facebook Live, people will get on and say, oh, look here. Oh, look, isn't this great? Call my number right now and you can buy this. And then you call the delivery driver and you send it out to them. And the person just like basically wires the money to you directly to your bank. So like QR code, So she was an online product vendor, and which was probably beauty products or clothes. That's usually what they're selling. They checked in. So the two of them checked into the room on the second floor of the hotel. Wow. I didn't get it. Okay, wait. 3 a.m. on the 17th, they checked into the room on the second floor of the hotel. And then at 11 a.m., the suspect left the room alone and just walked out of the hotel. At 11:30, 30 minutes later, the cleaner entered the room. And when she looked under the bed, she discovered the body. Can you imagine if that was not a thorough cleaner and they didn't look under the bed? I mean, I could totally imagine somebody just coming in, changing the sheets, cleaning the bathroom, touching up everything, and then go and leaving. At least they had a cleaner that looked under the bed. Oh, I would hate to check into a room and then find a body under the bed, especially if it was like 2 or 3 days later and it's because something smells in this room. Oh my God, how horrible. The cleaner ran downstairs to alert hotel management. I bet, screaming all the way. They'd been suffocated by using a pillow, and there were 2 used condoms in the room. So then they looked at the CCTV, and they were able to go pick him up. After the arrest, they were transferred they arrested him where he lived, and then they transferred him to the police of where the death occurred. The suspect is now accused of murder and is being detained for questioning at the police station. He will be sent to court for legal action this morning. The victim's body has been handed over to the family for funeral. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, no comments? All righty. We already had another story about these 300 gambling cartel being arrested. Good. Police department clarifies details of widely shared video showing an operation on suspected drunk driver. Oh, is this the one that? No, that's not the Chinese one. Ooh, So on the 17th, this was a busy day on the 17th. A video was shared across social media, accompanied by content that unfairly criticized the Phnom Penh police when they went to arrest a man who had escaped into a house. And by the way, you see, here's like the doors of the house, and on the outside, many houses will have these metal gates on them, like metal bar gates. And that's where you've got the holes on the inside and the outside, where if you're inside, you put the padlock on the inside. If you're outside, you put the padlock on the outside. After seeing this distribution, meaning the videos on social media, The police responded with full details of the incident. And here's a video you can watch on Facebook, I guess, if you go to it. They state that the incident was a traffic accident, and the man who was arrested by the police was the perpetrator who fled into the house and refused to cooperate with police in testing for alcohol. Okay, it's somewhere in Phnom Penh. So there was an accident between a gold-colored Prius and a red Prius. Experts went to the scene to inspect and inquire about the details of the accident. The two cars had a problem overtaking each other. So one was trying to pass the other one, and the one didn't want to be passed. So they must have ended up racing from the market to the above mentioned place, a housing area. And then they drove. Oh, okay, wait. One car or both cars were passing a different car, I guess. So they ended up getting into a head-on collision as they were passing somebody else. Because they got it. How else could you have a head-on collision? It says the gold Prius also overtook and nearly hit the red Prius. So before the accident, let's say this is the red Prius I'm overtaking the gold Prius, but then the gold Prius overtook the red Prius. The red Prius, this hand, hit the gold Prius, and then the gold Prius stopped and reversed, hitting the red Prius, causing the violent decision. Well, that's not head on. That's backing into someone. Head-on collision. So let's get this in. Red Prius, gold Prius. Red overtakes gold. Gold overtakes red, nearly hitting the red. Red driver hits the gold Prius. Gold stops and reverses, hitting the red Prius, causing the violent collision. So the red Prius driver requested that police conduct a breathalyzer test on the gold driver, who was suspected of having alcohol. The gold Prius drove forward while the driver of the car chased after him to find out where the gold Prius driver's house was so he could find a complaint with the police about the violence. Meanwhile, the red Prius chased after him from behind, but the gold Prius braked and stopped, causing the red Prius to hit the back of the gold Prius, causing damage to the front of the red Prius. Oh, yeah. The red hits the back of the gold, which causes damage to the front of the red. Yeah. Later, the party in the gold Prius called their accomplice in a Mazda to extract them from the scene of the accident, intending to escape. So I guess it would be an accomplice in the escape, but not an accomplice in the accident. It's weird writing of the sentence. The police chased and called the owner of the offending car. They negotiated a settlement with the gold Prius, paying $150 to the red Prius to end the matter. Wow. Can you get your car fixed for $150? So the gold driver was paying $150. The police then invited the driver to cooperate with the breathalyzer test. But at that time, the driver had fled to the relative's house near the scene. Police then chased him to cooperate, but the driver refused to cooperate, so the police retreated. And then they took the gold-colored car to the police station to wait for him to come get his car. but he refused to come get his car. Oh my goodness, what a messy story that one was. Okay, let's find something better here. Let's see. Ooh, a famous realtor arrested over a dud check. Dud. That's what they you know, a bounce check. We call in America we say a bounce check. I guess maybe in England or some, I don't know why they say a dud check. But a well-known realtor was finally arrested at the Cambodia-Thai border after evading authorities for nearly a year. Let's see how much. Let's see how much this check was. And by the way, people here, unless you're a business with like those big checks in a book, nobody has like personal checking accounts. That doesn't exist here because everybody just uses a QR code. Only like businesses have paper checks. Whoa, more than $500,000. More than $500,000. It's a lady. She was attempting to flee into Thailand after being in hiding and evading the arrest warrant. So now she's on pretrial detention and she faces a jail term from 1 to 5 years if convicted. The check was worth $608,200 to her business partner to pay off debts. But when they deposited it, it bounced as there were insufficient funds. So then she sued her. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Busted. A foreigner arrested after wielding a knife and setting a property on fire. A foreign national, apparently in the throes of a drug-induced frenzy, has been arrested after he wielded a knife and then set fire to a property in Phnom Penh. I have to say, whenever I see a headline like this in a blurb, I always have to check it, make sure it's nobody that I know. But it's probably Chinese. Yeah, China. And then I see, okay, Chinese man. Okay, it's not anybody I know. So sources at the scene say that before the incident, they saw a Chinese man run out of the shop with a knife and threaten to stab people around the area. Seeing this, the security guards chased him and defended themselves because they saw that he was holding a knife. Suddenly, he ran into a building, went up to the second floor, and hid in a living room for a while, and then set fire to the furniture in the room, causing a huge fire. So here is the area on Diamond Island. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly which one of these built. Oh, it looks like there's lots of police here. It must be this one. Firefighters were summoned and rushed to the scene, sprayed water on the fire, and arrested the man for questioning. Wow. Knife murderer arrested and beaten by mob. He's lucky he's alive. I'm telling you guys, this is why the drivers flee. All right. So this guy got beat up pretty badly. But he stabbed his victim to death with a sword and a knife. He's 46 years old from Svay Rieng province. The victim was a 44-year-old farmer, also living in the same area. Inspector said that at 6:30 p.m., the police station received information from residents that the murder had happened, caused by the suspect who was drunk and armed with a knife and a sword. The man stabbed the victim twice. One knife hit the victim in the face. The other hit his left rib, causing serious injuries. He was taken to the hospital, but he died. They found out that, so when the police arrived, they found out the suspect had fled and hid in his brother's house. The officers surrounded him and arrested him. Wait, so when did he get beat? However, at that time, the suspect had the sword in his hand and attacked his brother's house. breaking the windows and doors and some other damaged items. When police surrounded him and arrested him, the suspect was carrying the knife, the sword, and an axe. And here's the knife and the sword. Doesn't have a picture of the, oh, and there's the axe. Okay. So by 11 o'clock, it took until 11 o'clock before the officers arrested the suspect. Upon his arrest, the citizens came and beat the suspect, causing injuries. Ooh, wow. I mean, I'm not into mob violence. I've told you guys my mob story, when I ended up like being in the middle of a mob about to happen and I was able to prevent it. And I don't recommend getting in the middle of a mob situation, but it's never good. I don't condone it in any way, but once the police arrive, the mob should back off because the police are there. The police had this man in custody and they were able to get him away from the police and beat him after he was in custody. That's another level of no good. That's no good. There should be some consequences for the police that allow. So upon the man's arrest, citizens came and beat the suspect, causing injuries. Yeah, that story should not end there. Those police should be held accountable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right. Police say that a kidnapped girl in Sihanoukville was in fact just being protected from drug use. So this situation was happening. I guess the girl is in white and the woman in blue is probably a mother or auntie that's holding on to her, keeping her from getting away. And so then people are videotaping this. What do you call it now if it's not videotaping? Capturing. They're capturing this incident as it's occurring and saying that the woman in the blue shirt is kidnapping the woman in the white shirt. But then the police investigated and the woman in the blue shirt was holding her back from drugs. Okay. A drunk foreigner arrested after the fatal smash in Phnom Penh. So there's it's a pickup truck. Looks like it's pretty damaged. The menace of drink driving in Cambodia claimed yet another victim. Let's see what else we got. Coming up on 10 o'clock. Let's see, we're back to January 20th. Oh my gosh, that's only like 2 days worth of news. Anti-tank mine explosion kills the truck driver in northwest Cambodia. That's really sad. There are still landmines. And the deminers work hard. Did you guys see, if you look at one of the videos I did around Christmas, and it's like preparing for the win-win monument, preparing for Peace Day one, and I'm walking around all the booths. Then at the end of that video, the mine clearance organizations, there's like 2 or 3 of them, had booths. And the ones that have the rats, there's like these special rats from Africa that are trained to find mines. And I got to hold one of them and pet it. I was so happy because they're heroes. Companies fined for denying workers' rights. Okay, a bridge. So they had a target of 2025 to be mine free. And they've had to extend it to 2030. As you can see, there's still some mines. People are getting ready for Chinese New Year. The Queen Mother donated $50,000 for mine action. They're using tech for boundary marking. I mean, drones with GPS and stuff. Foreigner arrested for murder of Cambodian woman at the hotel. That's the one we read about that one. Okay, but that's just an earlier story of it. Oh, here they're saying the like City Hall is saying that there is a ban on fireworks and firecrackers. And so the Chinese New Year is also the same as Tet for the Vietnamese New Year. Dengue fever crackdown, they're like spraying for mosquito abatement, basically. Kind-hearted governor of Phnom Penh gives space near Wat Phnom for disabled artist so that he can earn a living. Oh, he draws pictures with his feet. Look at that, because he has no arms. So he draws pictures with his feet. So the governor has officially designated a spot at Wat Phnom for him to do that. So if you come to Cambodia, go to Wat Phnom and support this disabled man's living by letting him draw you a picture. Ooh, look at Andy's got the mice. Yes, rats. Well, or rats. Apropos, I think, is the name of the agency. Ooh, a large cruise ship with 12,000 people. You guys like cruising, as Lalita Loca would say. I watch a couple. I have no intention of going on cruising. I hate being on the water, unless it's like a hot spring. I love being in the water in a hot spring, but I don't like being on the water in any kind of boat or ship. And but I still like watching their videos. And so this has been increasing, that cruise ships are arriving. Sometimes they only have one day, but people can book an excursion for that day. And 1,200 people came to Cambodia on a cruise ship. So if you like cruising, come to Cambodia. Dun, 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 dun. New species of gecko found. Hog deer conservation. Blah, blah, blah. Foreigner subdued after Phnom Penh crash. Foreign national appeared to be intoxicated, had to be subdued after he smashed into parked cars. 10 drunk drivers had their vehicles impounded at a checkpoint. New species of lizard. Some gangs brought to justice. 29 gang members brought to justice. I love this. They handcuffed them to each other so that they're in a row. Like, so this one's handcuffed to this one's handcuffed to this one's handcuffed to that one. Cases of robbery and violent destruction of other people's property. This was the guy, the arrest warrant issued for the alleged mastermind of that member of parliament, ex-member of parliament's assassination. Is that crime? Wait, I see cufflinks. Handcuffs. Oh, it's about the assassination. Okay. 2 deminers were killed during their clearance. That's sad. That's rare. That is extremely rare. This mosquito's not coming into my range. It's like, did I get it? I'm not sure. Extremely rare that one of the deminer, much less 2 deminers, passed away in a landmine explosion. Okay, creative. Now this you should know about. TB, or tuberculosis, an epidemic is kind of happening. So it's continued to rise in 2024 along with the death toll. So yeah, you just want to take normal measures. Tuberculosis, I believe, is waterborne. So that's why it's like, don't walk through the Like if the streets are flooded, just hold up wherever you are. Don't go walking through it. And if you do, I mean, friggin' like as soon as possible, use bleach, or something. I mean, like really, 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 really clean yourself, because tuberculosis. If somebody spits and then it rains, then the molecules of that tuberculosis are in the water or floating around. Not to mention sneezing and coughing, stuff like that. Covered that. What else have we got? Power cuts. Luxury driver in the road barrier luxury car went into a road barrier. Belligerent drivers arrested after a crash. Musicians injured as well-known band's tour bus overturns in wet conditions. You can see here. Let's see, you guys making any comments? The cruise ships. Thank you. Andy's the emoji king. A terminally ill woman escapes from the hospital and hangs herself. She had advanced cancer. Oh, that's sad. Now there are quite a few Teslas. They're being sold as Liberty cars. It says one became involved in a crash. Getting picked up by a tow truck. Interpol has a red notice. Oh, for that, they arrested the guy. Oh no, this is for the mastermind. They arrested the actual killer, but now they're still looking for the mastermind. And this guy, Heng Siti, is a disgraced tycoon, a Cambodian tycoon that was in Russia. And so there's a red notice for him too. Well, it looks like Interpol helped arrest him because they were acting on a red notice. And here's the monks doing a blessing ceremony because of the hot. Oh, check this is it. You wouldn't know this unless I was like pointing out these stories. So this particular part of the road was a hot spot for traffic accidents, resulting in numerous fatalities and injuries. So the government gets the monks to come out and do a blessing, walk the road and do a blessing ceremony on the road, because it's a Buddhist nation. Any legal contract must have 3 words at the top: nation, religion, king. It's a kingdom, and it's Buddhist, and it's a sovereign country. Sovereign nation, religion, king. Man trampled to death by a wild elephant. But it's kind of poetic justice in this case, because he was setting traps. He was setting snares. So he was an indigenous man, indigenous as in like native, not like home. He's not homeless. He's native, right? He's part of a native tribe. He was trampled to death by a wild elephant while setting up a trap for wild birds. 52 years old. Well, if you set a trap, it can catch anything. It can catch endangered species just as much as, like, if you're targeting a particular, it's like in fishing, they call it bycatch. You're going fishing for tuna, but sea turtles get stuck in the net or something, right? So yeah, setting snares is not, I don't know. And so then his children he's 52 years old. His kids are probably, 20s, 30s, went looking for him, and they found his lifeless body on the ground. He had succumbed to injuries from being trampled by a wild elephant. Murder was ruled out as a cause of death due to clear evidence clear evidence of elephant-inflicted injuries on his face, legs, and abdomen. I wonder if it had tusks. So the police were appealing to the people in the area who go into the forest for various tasks, because you might be collecting bark or leaves or something to make traditional medicines, to be careful about their personal safety, because there is a herd of wild elephants and they have every right to be there. Last April, in the same area, I guess there was another case of a wild elephant trampling a woman who was collecting vegetables. Yeah, that's tragic. Asian elephants are on the endangered list. In Cambodia, there's an estimated 400 to 600 wild elephants living in Mondulkiri and Ratnakiri. That's not accounting the Cardamom Mountains in the south. This is in the east. In the past, we have observed that natural resource management has been strengthened, and the population of Asian elephants in Cambodia has shown signs of growing in herds, including the presence of young elephants. Experts and local communities have jointly participated in ensuring the protection and conservation of this species, which still exists in Cambodia. As a result, we have seen an increasing presence of elephants in the country. So be careful. There's elephant emojis. I knew you were going to do it. On our last show, did we talk about the like $500,000 car? Did we get that far? Okay, we got agriculture, politics, tourism. Launched the first controlled landfill. Tragedy is youngster found drowned. A family is in mourning after a young lad who had gone missing was found dead in a river. That's sad. There's the man that was trampled. Gangster crackdown continues as, oh, this is in pictures. In pictures. So let's look at the pictures of the gangster crackdown. There we go. Are we going? Yeah. They're doing wheelies. They're in assaults. They're calling it disorder. Street gangs who cause disorder. So like these two, they're doing wheelies. They're doing wheelies. That guy's pretty young. He doesn't look like a hardened criminal yet. Neither. I mean, they do up their hair and everything. Looks like they could have some redemption. Maybe attacking people with knives. One motorcycle was hit by a car, causing damage to the windshield and the motorcycle's dashboard, but no injuries to the victim, the motorcycle driver. A case of intentional violence where a group of unidentified suspects acted together to attack an unidentified person. No, we read about that one before. Okay. Ooh, unicorns. A drunk taxi driver jailed over a fatal accident. He hit a family on a motorcycle, killed the father and the two children, and injured the mother. Oh, Sakon. I know Sakon. I know this artist. He has a new exhibition. Oh, good. I'll have to check that out. Oh, government starts preparing for the plowing ceremony. Where's it going to be? This ceremony this May will be held on a 1 hectare plot of land. Oh, Konaria. And it's in Phnom Penh. That's very close. It's just on the other side of the Mekong. Because sometimes it's like a 3 or 4 hour drive away. And this is like 30 minutes away. Got to get my invitation settled. Pregnant inmates are going to get some cash support. Good. Temples, government admin, foreign diplomacy. Waiting for the next page. We're to the 15th already, so we should be getting to the end. Dog training to reduce mine risk is on the agenda. Agriculture, education, factories, diplomacy, vehicle registration, agriculture. Oh, rap star G. DeVitt reveals his wedding date, and he's getting married to Tep Beauprec. That's the girl. She had quite a popular music video that was actually very amazing. Says they've been in a relationship for 10 years. Congratulations. A sleeping driver comes to an unexpected halt in Phnom Penh. Crashed into like a light pole or something. Oh, that we saw. Okay, we saw that one. The big chill. Okay, here's a government warning. I'm going to click on it just because I was telling you what temperature, right? Okay, 17 to 19 degrees Celsius. So 17 Celsius to Fahrenheit. 62. So when the weather is going to be 62 degrees Fahrenheit, the government right here issues an official warning in order to like take care of your the poor, not poor people, but the elderly and the babies and stuff. Individuals booked over misuse of siren-equipped vehicle. So there was a military officer who used his siren to escort a female vendor's convoy from Phnom Penh to a wedding. I can totally see that. It's like, hey, bro, you know, we've got 5 cars going to this wedding. Can you lead us with your sirens on so we can get there faster? Hey, yeah, no problem. Love it. Busted. New road safety measures. This is the area that the monks had blessed. Vaping is illegal here. If you come with the vaping, they don't really go after foreigners so much as like locals. Ooh, endangered dholes. Dholes look like kind of like dingoes in Australia, or like wild dogs. Kind of a cross between a fox and a dog. They've been caught on camera. Strong winds damaged over 1,300 homes. But you can see here the tin homes, tin siding. This should be able to be the last page, just after 10 o'clock. Let's see what anyone's saying. Nothing. Okay. Just Andy and the emojis. Yeah. I'd say, because we're back to January 14th, so this should be the last one. Talk about mine clearing, what they have done. Temples, Crackdown on 10 gangs. Waste management. Yeah, no, I remember this from yesterday. When the driver being hit on the wrong side of the road. This is the one where I had Chani come in because it was about an hour and a half after we were actually on that road. All right, so we're done. We did it. We got through it. Look at all the police cars. Woo, 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 woo. So that's Cambodia this week. That's all the true crime happening here. Hope you enjoyed that and that you come back again. Before you run away, let me just say one thing, and that is that love transcends time and space. So wherever and whenever you're watching this, I love you. I do. Now we can chit chat, and if people need to leave, they can. Or tomorrow we'll do games. We'll have fun. We'll put all the nasty stuff away, and we'll have fun and play games. I'll find some Gen X trivia or something, and we'll do that. Maybe we'll finish the one we started last time, because that was pretty good, but we just like ran out of time, and we got halfway through it. So I can just look at my history, and we can start with that, and I'll find a second one to go along with it. So same bat time, same bat channel. That is 9 p.m. for me, but that 9 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and you can calculate whatever your time zone is from there. Alrighty. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me. I really appreciate that. Thumbs up. And I'll catch you later.